Hello and welcome to Outsource Views What's New in CRM 2011 episode 2, and today we're going to be looking at filters and views. Like in episode 1, I have in front of me CRM 2011 and side by side with CRM 4.0. First of all, we'll just quickly overview on CRM 4.0 with the particular views. As you know, you have two types of views. You have your system views and your personal views. Now, in order to create a personal view in CRM 4.0, this has to be done using something called Advanced Find. When you use your Advanced Find, you can create those views and share the views with other people, other users, and other teams, as I should say, within CRM 4.0. Now, the aspects of views have changed slightly within 2011. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back over to 2011 and we're going to take a look at those views and filters. First of all, as I mentioned in the first episode with navigation, system views will no longer be found at the top right corner of the screen. What I'm going to do, I'll pick on accounts again. System views is no longer a drop down menu at the top right corner of the screen. System views is actually now a flyby menu which you can find when you hover your mouse over the particular entity type that you want to go into. So you can see now that we can take a look at all of our system views. Now you'll also notice that there's no longer at the bottom of the screen here we have personal views. We have something called recently visited. So what would happen here is like similar to before, what we have is our system views, which is just a basic views that are created by your system admin, and recently visited, exactly like it says on the tin, is views that you've recently used within the last set time. Okay, so we have our system views and our recently visited views. Now, one thing a lot of our customers would ask in CRM 4.0 is, when creating your own personal view, can you save that as your default view? Well, unfortunately, that was not a functionality that was incorporated into 4.0. As you know, one default view was the same default view for every user, and that was done by the system admin. Now that has changed in 2011. Now a user can create a personal view and it would they can use it as their own default view for them personally. First of all, let's create a personal view. So I'm in active accounts at the moment. I don't have to be an active account to do this personal view. I can pick any view I like, but I'm going to pick on active accounts because it has the most records. Now, in 4.0, in order to create a personal view, you had to go into Advanced Find. It's not the case in 2011. What I'm going to do in active accounts, I'm just going to go ahead and click on View. Now, two ways we can do this. First of all, I could click on New Personal View, and by me clicking on New Personal View, what it would do is it would take me into Advanced Find, where I can create a personal view exactly like I would before, save view and share with other people. But I'm not going to show you that method today. What I'm going to show you is using an active view to create a personal view. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the icon filter, and you'll notice once I click on filter, I'll just do that again. Please note what happens to each of these column headings. So I'm going to go ahead and click on filter, and you'll notice a drop down appears for each of these. Now, if I was just, as an example, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on address 1 drop down, and when I click on that drop down, it allows me to filter based on this particular field. Now I could just simply sort this view from A to Z, ascending or descending order, or as in our case, what I'm going to do is do a custom filter. So what view am I going to create? Let's just say I want to create a view to look for all active accounts based in, I don't know, Manchester. You know, our head office is in Manchester, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on custom filter, and if you're familiar with Advanced Find, then you will know this is taken from Advanced Find. Basically, what it allows you to now do is filter based on the field address one city. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the system to look for active accounts. We know it's looking for active accounts because we're still in the active accounts view, but what I'm going to do here is say where the address one city equals to Manchester. Now if I want to, I could add another filter criteria to this, an and or, but for this example I'm simply wanting to equals Manchester. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and you'll notice, lo and behold, all of a sudden that view has now changed to only show me accounts based in Manchester. So we have this personal view. This is the quicker way of creating a personal view, in terms of if you don't want to go into Advanced Find, create the view from Advanced Find and have to change any of the column headers. So in other words, if you wanted to manipulate an existing view where you want to use the same column headers, but all you want to do is change the filter criteria, this will be the most efficient way to do so. If you need to change the columns, as in the output of what's being shown in the view, then it's best to click on New Personal View. So what have we done? We've created this particular view. Now, exactly the same as when creating a personal view, I'm just going to go ahead and click on Save As, and I'm going to call that view Manchester Accounts, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And you'll notice now the view has been changed to Manchester Accounts. And last but not least, I've created this view, but maybe I want to set this view as my default view. So first icon in the Views tab is Save as Default View, so I'm going to go ahead now and just click on that button to save it as my default view. Now, to show that it has worked and it has become my default view, what I'm going to do is just click into the contacts area of CRM, and then I'll just jump back to my account section, and you can see that that view, Manchester account, has now become my default view. Now, as I mentioned before, I emphasize again, when you create a default view, it's your own personal default view. So 2011 allows each user to create their own personal default view. Okay, and that's the end of this episode. Thank you for viewing this video. If you have any other questions concerning views and filters, if you can just contact Outsource Support. Thank you.